The voice of the people, yo. Finally, so we bring our money back. Finally, so we want our money back. Finally, so we bring our money back. Finally, so we want our money back. That's just a few years ago, stealing for 100 people. I'm an name concept of that who we carry for people. But you know what for people? We're all our political. That kind of story people will listen to. Students are going to school, they're in the safety failure. Now people fall out in the street, in the safety failure. Some people in the brain, bring the safety failure. Musicians, they're not benefiting, bring the safety failure. We want a safety failure, so they can have the road. We want a safety failure for people in Logato. We want a safety failure, see heroes and killing people. That's why it's not a show. I'm fucking Jarango. Finally, so we bring our money back. Finally, so we want our money back. Finally, so we bring our money back. Finally, so we want our money back. If I control where I was just to failure, don't get anybody to care where they just to failure. Now they're telling me stop for the safety failure. Then you can tell us we not get no safety failure. Now making fun of what can be fun of safety failure. Go out for the limit, stop on the increment. Go out for security, the flying will continue. Finally, so we bring our money back. Finally, so we want our money back. Finally, so we bring our money back. Finally, so we want our money back. Yeah, I'm sick of. I'm saying bring our money back. Silence individual.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women, welcome to Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today, the 26th day of August, 2021. What do we have to expect for this new day? We know in Liberia, we have a problem with sports. We know that Liberian people have lost sight of where their loyalty lie. Because here we are about to engage in international sports, soccer, and we still have problems in our country. One, our Ministry of Sports is proven incompetent. The field that's supposed to meet international standards is still lacking in completion. Now, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has decided that the football games for the Federation involving Liberia will not be played in Liberia because our soccer pitch is not up to standard. Now, for a president who's a world best soccer star, Africa best soccer star, the Ballon d'Or winner, and all these things, it's a disgrace for Liberia to fail to compete in the international competition because our stadium does not meet international standards. And our sports minister is arguing all kind of foolishness that sounds like asinine BS. Because there is no reason at all that our field, the national stadium, would be in disrepair. There is no reason. With our president spending money on everything else, and he's the world's best football player, and our stadium does not meet international standards. What does that say of Liberia and Liberian people? It says that we are incompetent. It says that this government of George Weah is inept. To have the soccer premier champion of the world, president of Liberia, and our soccer program is denigrated. Not by FIFA, by Africans. The Federation of African Football said, no, we ain't playing our feet. Can you imagine that? The fee of George Weah country, not good enough. They got to take us to play international games. But you know that doesn't reflect on George Weah. That reflects on the Liberian people, on the Liberian society. Look at our society right now. We have no patriots in Liberia. Everybody belongs to Arsenal or what the other British team named Manchester. We have nobody belonging to Liberia. People demonstrating in the street for Manchester United. I've never seen this thing in Liberia before. Yes, we always had these teams, but none of us in Liberia are so crazy for foreign teams who will be demonstrating and marching in Liberia. And our own team, the stadium, is in disrepair. What does that tell us about Liberian people? We have no patriots in our country. We have no loyalists in our country. Our people have no sense of patriotism and loyalty to nothing. Because here we are again, and it's evident, clean, pure, and simple, that our people are useless. If the government is this bad, that the soccer pitch, they just built this field the other day, 20 years ago under George Weah. On a Sammy Doe. We are at an Tottenham Stadium, St. Tottenham, and it's still going strong. Why George Weah Stadium, that we spend all this money for and make it international, is in disrepair? That the FIFA, that this CAF, Confederation of African Football, got to tell Liberia we can't play football in our own country because our field is not level. Our field is not up to standard for international football. And Zoka Wilson, the Minister of Sports, and George Weah, the President of Liberia, got all the uselessness to talk about. This is the disgrace of us. But it's not the first, it's just a further disgrace. We already used to disgrace since Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her bandits being in power. This is just a further example of the disgrace we're facing each and every day under these useless people. But who do we blame? Who do we blame? That's the big question. And I can't answer that. So let's see what the problems are. Why is Liberia football so terrible? One, we are foreign sports fans. We have no Liberian sports fans. All of us from Manchester, Birmingham, Birmingham, What the other team name? Wales. For all the British teams. We're not for Liberian teams. All our people in Liberia got dreams of traveling abroad to be rich, like George Weah. And none of them have any ambitions of growing in Liberia. It's all about money, all about the Benjamins. So here we are again with the Benjamins. So our whole country have no loyalists. Everybody foreign fans now. No patriotism, no love for our country. Our citizens are so disillusioned with wealth and fame that they lost sight of who they are. Citizens of the African Republic of Liberia. They've lost sight of that. Everybody want to be like George Weah. Then above all, we got a leadership crisis. Terrible leadership crisis. Our leaders don't know who they are. Our leaders don't know their duties and responsibilities. And it has gotten to the furthest extent in our country. It's gone nationwide now. Because wherever we reap, wherever we sow, we will reap. Whatever we sow, we'll reap. It doesn't matter in politics, in sports, in anything. You sow bad seeds, you will reap bad products. And here we are. Here we are, even the African Federation suspending us from playing football in our own country because we can't live up to standards. We can't follow instructions. We don't like law and order. We don't like rules and regulations. You tell us something for our own good. That's rules and regulations. We don't follow that. We got money. We just bribe our way out of everything. The money not for us. But we know how to steal it. We know how to use it. We are bandits. From the top to the bottom, we are bandits. So nothing with decency matters to us. Nothing with law and order and rules and regulation matter to us. We are just useless bandits. If we can't get it right, we bribe our way through. We got money that don't belong to us. And the Liberian people don't need it because they're too dumb to understand that the money we're spending for them, the thing is for us too. So, the blind leading the blind. Let's just steal more. Blame it on that old witch, my Ellen Johnson Sally. But she deserves it. She deserves it. She won't put her hat where her hand can't fit. Reach. Her hand can't reach there, she won't put it there. So she got to pay the consequences. She want legacy, she got legacy. More legacy than she can handle. But this is where we are. Even in sports, we don't have patriots. Even our leaders in sports are deceitful and disloyal and disgruntled and unhappy and corrupt and evil. Where do we have to go from here? Where? Yeah, Zoka Wilson, the sportsman, talking to Kiatamba, telling him he's jealous and all of that. You want my job, can't take it. Why are you always talking to me like that? You know, the people get us better. They say they will do this so and so time. Then they come back. They don't even wait for the letter to expire yet. Excuse me. They don't even wait for the time to get us under the letter to expire yet. They come and suspending us, say they want to play in other country. We're all baffled. No, you're not supposed to be baffled. Soka Wilson, you're not supposed to be baffled. Soccer is the lifeblood of Liberian society. It's the pastime It's a recreational pastime for our people. When it comes to soccer, everything's supposed to be in line and right. Our president is the world's best, is Africa's best. How come our international soccer field is in disrepair? Why would they ever be in disrepair? So that means if we don't have an international soccer pitch, what about the other fields in Liberia? Are they up to par? Are our children playing on good, standardized fields? Because we want to know these things. If our president is the world best and our international field is in total disrepair, what does that say about Liberia and Liberian people? Let's go to my next point of my topic before I start my lesson. I just went to Front Page Africa and saw that the Nolo prosecutor rate that the government had given to Wisner, George Wisner, and the others at the National Investment Commission. They are giving it to him because they are prosecuting the others for economic sabotage, theft of property, and conspiracy. So they're prosecuting all these people. Well, the prosecution had identified George Wisner, who is the executive director of Liberia's National Investment Commission, as a witness against the others. He's the executive director. These guys went accompanied it coming to Liberia. These guys went and issued the company duty-free privileges. When the company was entitled to. Then they wrote the company in America and telling them that they had to pay a certain amount and all of this as concession fees and all of this, not knowing that in Liberia, Wisner and these guys had already come together and formed a conspiracy to issue this company duty-free certificate. Thus, robbing Liberia of $8,000+ of revenue, duty-free revenue, and also depriving the company in America of $5 million because the company was paying to certify its company. And these guys were giving the company duty-free concessions when the company were paying for it. So these guys were giving these guys over $7,000 plus $7.something million incentives that were costing the Liberian government $8,000 plus in revenue and defrauding the company abroad. You see how these guys just enriching themselves over our wealth? We put these people in our investment commission to bring investors into our country. Then they're conspiring with the investors, the local investors, to rob the foreign investors and deprive the government, the people of Liberia, of much needed revenue of $8,000 plus in duty-free revenue And these are the petty chains they're stealing all over the place. Stealing the petty chain from up and stealing the big money from abroad. I mean, this is just unrealistic. Unrealistic for a small country like Liberia. Everybody just stealing. Now, they go to prosecute them. There are a group of people, let me name them. You have J. Nambola Singwe Sr. He was the Secretary of the Senate. You have Gloria King, George Wisner. He was the Executive Director of the National Investment Commission. Then you have Otello Carr, another officer in the Investment Commission. Then you have Barrett Tikwa, Prince Sese, and others. All these people deprived of much needed money, economic sabotage, theft of property, criminal conspiracy. This is what they charge these people with. Now, Wisner, they gave him a rate of nolo prosequa, which means that they weren't going to prosecute him. He was going to be used to assist the government in prosecuting the other people. But now it comes to find out that Wisner's position has become too political. Why? Because he's a member of the CPP. He's a member of the political party. And all of this is becoming too political. He's too involved in political, and this will turn the case on his heads and all of that. So the prosecutor decided to revoke the writ that was given to Wisner, the nolo prosequa, revoke it and indict him as a conspirator, as a criminal. So this is where we stand now, and some people want to call it witch hunt and all of that. But the prosecution is saying, no, we can't use this man no more because Wisner is becoming too political. He with a CPP. This case will turn on his political head. So we can't use this man no more. So they quashed the rate, re-indicted Wisner, and this is where the case is. Okay? So this is just a heads up before my case. So these people try to rob us of $8,000+. This is just a continuation of the massive stealing going on in our country. Everywhere we turn, people stealing. Everywhere we turn, people stealing. And we can't go on like this. We can't go on like this. And we got to keep talking it. We got to keep pounding it. We got to keep talking it, because if we don't keep talking it, it will continue. It will continue. But the more we speak about it, the more we conscientize our society. Bring our young children to the realization that we got to fight against this kind of corruption. We got to fight against this stealing. We got to fight against the evils that go on in our society. So it is necessary that we bring it up. Okay? Now these people are going to be tried. And they need to be tried for what they did to us and what they are doing to us. But that's not the end. This is just another aspect of the continual stealing, corruption, and evil that going on in Liberia. So let me start my lesson so we can get into it. My topics for the day are: 1, restoring Liberian citizens' 5% birthright in petroleum contracts. 2, National Election Commission, NEC, and Liberty Party. 3, Liberian people give Attorney Commander Chesson my justice now. Let's start with my first topic. Restoring Liberian citizens' 5% birthright in petroleum contract. My people, this is the biggest conspiracy and evil perpetrated against the Liberian people. Not only should we demand our 5% birthright black, we should punish these people who changed that contract, who did it secretly, because this was unknown to Liberian people. In 2014, the petroleum law was passed, and this provision was set up in the law to provide Liberian citizens 5% of all benefits from contractual agreements in our petroleum law. That was billions and billions of dollars for the Liberian people. But mysteriously, in 2019, now that law got changed. That section that gave the Liberian people billions of dollars got mysteriously changed to give only a few people who own oil company or gas company the 5%. This is a crime against the Liberian people that we cannot let go. This is a crime against the Liberian people that somebody must be punished for. We can't let it go. We must find out who altered that agreement. Who altered that law? How can people alter laws to satisfy a handful of people and deprive us of billions and billions of future dollars? We got to know. We got to know who are the people involved with altering this contract. We do not only want the rightful provision to be put back as is stated in 2014. Not only that, we want to punish these people. We must punish these people who surreptitiously went behind our back and changed our law of Liberia to benefit only a few people. Who did that? Who did that? We want to know. If a group of people did that, we want to know. The time of Liberian people is now. For a group of people to change our laws, to deprive Liberian people of billions of dollars and award it only to a few people who own gas stations. We want to know these people. Who tampered with that law? Who are the culprits and the enemies of the Liberian people that tampered with that law? You see, we cannot just want to change our laws. No, we cannot want to. We must want to punish these people. This is grave evil, totally grave evil against the Liberian people. And we must not, we cannot let it go. The chips must fall where they may. And we got to get rid of jobs. We are government, we must get rid of this damn government. But somebody got to account to us of who these criminals are, who amended this law secretly to give a handful of Liberians billions, billions, and billions of Liberian people's money against the will of the Liberian people. Who are these criminals that did this? We must find them. This is not right, and we cannot let this go. We must not let it go. Even if it costs for this government to be removed by force, it must be removed. But our 5% to rob us and change our laws, what more criminal can these people be? No, Liberian people, we can't take this one sitting down. We can't tolerate it at all. There is no damn for peace sake here. When people secretly change our laws to benefit a handful of people, we have to find out who these criminals are. We have to find out who these criminals are. And there is no damn, for peace sake, or let it be. So my people, we have a challenge right now. Even the church has realized that it got to get involved. You mean forever in our society, one group of people will just be enriched, and the rest of us will just be yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And these people will just send their children to schools, the best places in the world. They get the best education, come home, act their bentos, and we will be the suffering masses all the time. This can't be. This can't be, my people. It can't be our plight. It can't be our plight, man. It can't be. No, it can't be. So now we got to rise up as men and women. We got to rise up as patriots of the Republic of Liberia and tell these rogues, hell no. Enough is enough. Am I the only one saying this? Am I the only one hearing myself? Enough is enough. When people have stolen so bad that they cannot stop, they have no moral fortitude to say no, enough is enough. But they just keep saying, let's steal as much as we can. Let's get for the few and to hell with the rest. Somewhere we got to put an example down. Somewhere we got to put our feet down and say, no, we set an example of you rogues. And this is the time for people to change our laws to benefit a few criminals and useless citizens over the masses of the Liberian people with our own wealth and resources. This is asinine. This is asinine. This is asinine. It's bullshit. And it's a call to arm. It's a call to arm ourselves with our patriotism. It's a call to arm ourselves to stand up against these greedy rogues in our society. These immoral people who have no feelings for us, who want us to beg them for everything. Can you imagine what would happen to us if this handful of gas owners get 5% of billions of dollars that belong to Liberian people? You know what they will do to us? We'll be begging them all our lives. They will be enriched forever. And we will be begging people like Musa Belete and Darius Dillon for our own money. For our own money. And these people can stab each other. Who am I? Who am I that they can't stab? And that is why we got to protect ourselves time and time again. And we can't relent. We can't give up. We can't slow down. Because we've been down this path for over 100 years. It is not getting any better. It's getting worse. Because the stealing is not getting better. The stealing is getting bolder. The stealing is getting more open. More in our faces. And more like, to hell with you. We'll take it. How long? How long? One group of people just steal to benefit themselves. We want to know who changed the gas law from 2014. Who changed that law? We want to know. Because if that law was not made known to the public and it was done secretly, we want to know who signed those documents, who voted on those documents to make them law, how that contract was changed, who signed off on it. We want to know. We got to know. Because if we don't know, then there's no governance for all of us in Liberia. Because people can't be stealing from me all the time and I say that my leaders. No. So when you look at our laws and you see that these people secretly change our laws, there's nothing sanctity in Liberia. There is nothing holy in Liberia. There's no sanctity of anything we have in our country. Everything is just subject to stealing and being ripped off. Excuse me. And our people, time and time again, subjected to these evil tendencies that yield us no positive fruits or benefits. And we can't go on with these evil people in our midst. We can't go on with a few useless people that control our laws and our system of governance, that they can go in there and have no love for us, have no pride and dignity for us, and just care about themselves and about their families and just change our laws. We got to know these people. We got to block these people out of our society. We got to identify them and flog them. This is no joke. You see me smiling because one group of people can steal from us forever. One group of people can denigrate us forever. At some point, we can still know enough is enough. Enough is enough. Why would other races stand up for truth and dignity and not ours? Why? For my young children, this is our time. This is our time to change Liberia for a better nation and country. This is our time to change our nation and make our leaders accountable and responsible to us. Because they cannot continue to steal for us with impunity. They cannot continue to deprive us of our rights, our inherent God-given rights. They take it from us and give it to a few people. No. Then they kill my pa. They kill a few people on lies and bullshit and perpetrate the same crimes. No. The curse over us will never stop. The curse over our nation and people will never end. Our people will needlessly die all the time. The curse will not end because we're not prepared for the calling. We're not prepared. And when you're not prepared, you can't be called. Many are called, but few are chosen. The Boy Scouts. The Boy Scouts are chosen. Are you a Boy Scout? Are you a Boy Scout? Do you stand for principles that are time tested? As young as you are a Liberian Boy Scout. And you are under the command of Attorney Commander Chesson. And I'm telling you, you gotta rise up and we gotta change the destiny of our country. Few people cannot steal for us forever, and we accept it. Few people cannot be the ones to keep us down and in trenches and in starvation and in dirt and slime while they travel abroad and enjoy the best of our country and say they work for it. And we know they didn't work for it. We know they stole it. We know that they are nothing but damn rogues. But we gotta stand up. We gotta stand up in unison. We gotta stand up together and set the foundation for what we want our country to be like. This is a challenge. And I keep telling you, this challenge has been there and it is still there. As long as Ellie Johnson Sirleaf, her children, her warlords, her war criminals, her economic bandits are over Liberia, we have a duty to free our country, to free our people, to restore law, order, accountability, and justice. What Ellie Johnson Sirleaf did to Liberia, she can't let us rise as a good nation of people. That legacy she's fighting for will not happen. That was her hands in everything with Liberia, but she ain't nothing but a little ragamuffin. She ain't nothing but a little ragamuffin. Liberia is for us. Liberia is for us. And we must let these little criminals know you and your family will not take our birthrights. Aluta, continua. We come to see our election commission now, my second point, and Liberty Party. I read all the jargon that Darius Dillon talking, or how the Constitution had seen from the time they went into to the convention, and they need to cleanse the party, they need to cleanse this. And the NEC told them, said, look, man, we ain't got time for your little children stupidness. We're sticking with the contract you sent us. Until you get together and you solve your problem internally, whatever you want to do, you don't bring this thing to us. We're not in your childishness. Because we're not. And to see these two big men in the Liberty Party who's supposed to be the guiding light, fussing among themselves, disgracing themselves in public, then coming to make the Liberian people seem like fools in the public eyes. This is the problem with Liberian men today. Musa Belede claiming that he housed Darius Dillon and took care of him. Now Darius Dillon, senator, now he give a damn about Belede. You got to get your acts together. You got to get your acts together. That's not our duty to differentiate between your two. Who's good and who's bad? That's not our duty. You people are men, but you're not responsible. You are useless. Darius Dillon is a damn shame to Liberia and Liberian people. You know, you sit down there, you elect Benedict. Now the same man has followed your procedure and changed your whole structure. Now you want to take the power back from him. This is just pure stupidness of immature leadership. You bring the man to your party. Nobody forced you. We give you the power. Then you take the power and share it with Musa Belete. Now Musa Belete won't ostracize you and your girlfriend Nyomli Kanga. Then you come here talking about you going to cleanse the party for the executives and all that kind of bullshit. Who's supposed to listen to that stupidness? That's how you cleanse your party. You know, you bring all these immature people and put them in our leadership position, then you come and see how immature and stupid they are. But you must agree that Darius did not fool all of us. He came, say he's the light, he's bringing change, not knowing that he and Musa Belete finished concocting the secret and conspiring on how to rob the Liberian people wealth and make a fool out of us. To conspire to do that. Then they come sit down here. He didn't tell us that Musa Belete is his backer and housing him, feeding him, clothing him. He didn't tell us that. He come playing poor man more for us. Oh, I need your support. Then we get him the baboon and support. Come to find out that he being housed by Musa Belete. And Musa Belete comes on the air and tells us, I house the man. That's jealousy. I house the man. The man just looking more than me. But I house him. All that money he got, I can still give him more. I house him. And, oh man, I shouldn't know his face either. You know? No shame. But these are the people we depend on. These are the people we look to. These are the people we put our country in their hands. I said, lead us, guide us. Where? Where they will lead us and guide us? Where? Some endless ditch? Huh? You give the immature people power. They sit here and play with our integrity because they have no integrity. They think we like them. They sit here talking about cleansing party. How the hell you a cleanse party when you put the de-cleanser in the party? You took the man who has housed you and fed you and clothed you and put him over the party. Now to the same man you call him criminal. To the same man you talking all kind of thing about. You think God will bless you? Your pa! The man who feed you, clothed you, and house you, Darius Dillon. You call him a criminal. And you don't want to follow his teachings and guidance. Is that because of Nambikana Lawrence? Has she screwed your mind so much with love that you don't know whether to G or you don't know whether to whore? You just stuck to Liberian. Just stuck. Yeah. But these are the things my people facing. These are realities we are confronting in our times. You know, we have deceitful leaders who think that our country is a little susu club. You can lie to us and just tell us forget it, man. You know? This is how the people rule our crops. This is pure Yula leadership. Useless and screwed up. No accountability. No responsibility. They just do what they want to and say it will just fix itself. And it cannot just fix itself. Our leaders have to be accountable and responsible, or we make them accountable and responsible. We are a Christian society. And from time immemorial, Jesus already told us, spare the rod, you spoil the child. That doesn't mean our parents, our leaders who always chastise us. No, they are our children too. Look at little Darius Dillon, he's not older than me. I can chastise that idiot. Look at Musa Belity. The old man looking young. I can still chastise him too. We can chastise these people. We can flog them with all the rod. We can discipline them. If only we stand together. If only we act with conscious leadership and punish these people. But instead of that, we all sit all on the fences and yell, yeah, do that. And it can't work. All of you got to get involved. All of us got to get our hands dirty. I don't care what it is. We got to get our hands dirty. So, our leaders must be able to stand apart from us. Must be able to stand above us on moral grounds, on grounds of principles and order and discipline. Our leaders must demonstrate that they can lead us away from the petty bullshit. They can lead us away from the corruption and the stealing and the lies and the treachery and the ignorance and the betrayal to a new reality. But how can they lead us when they have no moral fortitude themselves? They sit and make laws, then they come back to us and tell us, oh no, that wasn't a law we made. We gotta withdraw it and revert to the old law. How will you revert to the old law when you went to a convention and you voted on a law and passed the law? Then you come back, you say you want to revert to the old law. Then you expect the election commission of the Republic of Liberia to be as asinine as the rest of you people to say, yeah, Dallas, they don't want Clinton's party, so let's help it. Is that what the election commission is for? Is that what our laws and principles are for? And this is what will happen in the legislature. Now this is a senator, and he can't get his shit correct. Then they go in the legislature and change our laws and award a few people the wealth of our country and take it from the mass of us. And we keep praising the same people over and over and over. And they don't deserve no praise. They deserve public ridicule and flogging. But here we are again. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. We gotta move on from this stagnant world. We gotta move on. We've gotta move on from this stagnant world. We gotta move on from this messed up globe we in. It's just a vicious cycle of useless men and women moving around. And we've got to move away from this vicious cycle of nonsensical nonsense, total bullshit. We gotta set it up, my children. We just gotta set it up and make it right. And make it right. Get these political idiots correct. Set them on the right path. They tried to make the NEC join in their political nonsensical bullshit. The NEC told them no. You can't be playing games with us. We're not joining your shenanigans. You go sit down. You put your 10-man committee together. Let them come out with something. Let them resolve this problem. Then we'll go from there. But we're not changing our constitution, Darrell. We're not giving you everything back. We're not letting you put it back to do what you want to do. And you're not reverting to the 2015 constitution either. The NEC will honor the 2019 constitution. And you better work with ability. You better hug him and love him and get back into your housing project or your love affair, whatever you are doing together. Get back together to save the party. You get back together, okay? Whatever you are doing, the housing project, the clothing project, the feeding project. Get down on your knees, Darrell. Go back to daddy love. Daddy, you. Musa ability. Let him take care of you. Harmonize your problem. Fall on your knees, apologize. Jai did the boka. Fall to ability knees. Kiss his foot. Okay. You know, you used to that thing. You used to sit on the floor, people. So carry that ability to sit on the floor in front of ability and hold his foot and beg him. Useless, man. You see, when people are useless, they're useless. I told you from the time I saw Darius sitting in the floor in front of Boca, I said, this man, he ain't ready to lead us. He's not a leader. Go sit on the floor. What do you think we're running an African society here? We run a Australian government, man. You gotta get your acts together. Get your acts together. You know, just get that act together. Just put it together collectively. Put that act together. Because you're disgracing us each and every day. It's not right. Okay, so let me just wrap up my thing now. NDC told them, no. We're sticking with the 2019 thing you sent us. The Constitution you sent us. Y'all go and act like mature people. Y'all do the investigation. Yeah, what the investigators gotta say before y'all come back to us. But in the meantime, check yourselves before you wreck yourselves. Let me get to my final topic. Liberian people killed my father, Joseph J.F. Chesson Sr., and charged him with nepotism. Whatever other charges you charge my father with, so long as the charge of nepotism against my father was bogus, was a lie, was a deceitful ploy by Liberian people to kill my father, all the other charges against him are null and void. You can't kill my father for nepotism. Then, 40 years after you take Ellen Johnson Sally and put her in power, the same woman that caused the Turbo government to be overthrown, that caused my father then to be killed, the very same woman come 40 years later, become president, and fill our government with her children and family. And you sit down and accept it. God can't bless Liberia. How God will bless Liberia? You kill innocent men for crimes that they didn't commit. How many other people had their children in the government to say they were nepotistic? Not one person had children as much as Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I can't remember any government official who had actual children in the government that didn't deserve to be there. So you'll kill our people for nothing. You'll kill my power for nothing. You'll charge my power with nepotism. Then you'll let Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her children rule Liberia for 12 unbroken years, steal our wealth and resources, bankrupt our oil company, stole from foreign investors and all of this, and you'll sit down and accept that, and you'll kill my power and cause me to suffer all these years on bullshit, on your lies and your deceitfulness and your evil treachery. I leave you with God. I leave you with God. Because there's no reason that God will let you go free for that. There's no reason. Because this is pure deceitfulness. This is pure lawlessness. This is pure wickedness and sin. You kill people for a crime. Then another person commits the worst kind of crime ever. And you'll sit down and praise this woman. Oh, how she did this for Liberia. And how she did this for Liberia. And your asses are impoverished more than ever before. Look at Liberian society. The Sirleaf are rich. They got our oil. They got everything. And you're useless native people sitting down here suffering because of your own deceitfulness, your own wickedness, your own evil, and your own sins. Ellen Johnson not evil. You people are. And until you recognize what you are and repent, recognize who you Liberian people are for who you really are. The unfair, the unpatriotic, the evil, and the pure wicked people you are. That you can't differentiate good from bad. You charge people with a crime and kill them, and you let your mulatto queen and her children rule Liberia for 12 unbroken years. And you dumb native fools sitting here talking about the greatness Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did. Yeah, she did your great. She made you look like fools and pure asses. Have a good day. My class is done. Aluta! Continue. You gotta tell the truth as it is. You got to let the people know when they wrong you. You got to let the masses know when they become the asses and want to hurt one man for nothing. You cannot hurt me, Liberian people. You cannot hurt me for nothing. My God is greater than you, the Holy Trinity. My God is greater than all of you fools put together, the Holy Trinity. You cannot fight me, my people. Submit, submit, and submit to the commander, the Attorney Commander, Galpohkpa Chesson. Submit.